Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how to make different variations for selling a product through your WooCommerce system set up on a WordPress website. I've got a new product screen open here, and we're just going to focus today on the variation aspect of product setup. So let's say that you have something like a t-shirt that comes in small, medium, large, and extra large, and you also have that same shirt available in red, blue, and green. And you want to be able to require customers to make their selection in size and color when they're checking out purchasing the product. So it's a fairly simple process. Sometimes it requires a little bit of thought through the process, but it's pretty simple. So we're going to walk through it right now. So here under product data, you need to change it from simple down to variable product. This tells WooCommerce that you're going to have different variations available for this product. The second step for creating a variable product is to come down to attributes here. And you're going to select custom product attribution. And we're going to continue with the example that I gave with the t-shirts. So the first thing we're going to do is set up shirt size. And we're just going to use an S for small, M for medium, L for large, and XL for extra large. And you can see that I've got these little lines in between each of the options. You do have to put those in, and this is generally found on your keyboard just above the Enter key. It's also got a slash option on that button. But you'll want to put in each value and separate it with these little divider lines here. We want it to be visible on the product page because we want people to be able to see the sizes available and make their selection. And we also need to check that we're going to use it for variations, and we'll get to that next. But we're going to save that one. I like to save frequently just in case there's a problem so you don't lose the work that you've done. And then we're going to come back up here and we're going to add another product attribute. So this one is going to be shirt color. If I could type here. And we're going to go with red, blue, and green, just like we did in the example. Again, you want it to be visible and you want to use it for variations, and we're going to save those choices. So in this setup, you can have quite a few variations if you want. It depends on your market and your target. I would say if you get to having too many selections, you might want to consider breaking those products into different listings, because as a general rule, confused purchasers, confused customers, they don't ever buy. They get confused or overwhelmed and they step away. So you know, having some choice but keeping it as simple as possible is going to give you the best results in terms of purchasing. So now we have our size and color variation set up. We're going to come right down here to this variation button, and that is the next step in the process. So we're going to add a variation, but we're going to make this easy for ourselves. So we're going to click on this. We're going to go create variations from all attributes. We're going to select that option and hit go. It's basically just confirming that we actually want to make a variation for each of the attributes that we set up with colors and sizes. And it's just going to go to town and do that for you. So it saves you a whole lot of time in just allowing it to do it for you. The couple of things that additionally that you need to do are to decide if you want a default value to show for shirt size or shirt color in this example. If you have an abundance of an item or an item that you really want to promote that variation, then you might make a choice here, or whatever your most common purchase is makes it a little bit easier for people, but you don't have to have a default. You can just leave it as is. They're still going to have the same options available to them. And then you're going to come down here and you can see that there's a small red, small blue, small green, medium red, medium blue, medium green, and so on and so forth. Every size has every color listed as an option available for it. And when you hover, you'll see that you got some options showing up over here. This first one is to drag and drop, so you can change the order of these items if you want. Generally, if you've set up your attributes correctly, they're going to show up in the order that you want them to stay in. But if you did need to change them for some reason, here is where you do it. The next one, let's skip over here. This one is just to remove it. If you've decided that you made a mistake or you don't carry that item anymore, you can just remove it here. This middle one is the one that we're really going to want to pay attention to. We're going to click that and you're going to see that it provides a whole lot of additional spots. We're not going to focus on all of these spots because our focus really is on how to create a variable product, a product that has different options available in the checkout process. So I'm just going to focus on those fields for this purpose. You may want to add an image that speaks specifically to, in this case, a small red shirt. You don't have to upload an image, but you can. It can be nice in a e-commerce shop. It's nice to have images of the different products that you're selling. It will help with sales. And then we do want this variation enabled, so that's checked by default. And then we're coming down here for pricing. So you're going to enter the price just as a number, and the important thing to note in that part of it, and that's important for two reasons. One, you need to have a price attached to that variation of that product. But sometimes you want actually for a certain variation to cost more money. Bad example, but maybe the green shirts are more expensive than the blue shirts for some reason. And so this gives you the opportunity to have whatever pricing you want for each variation of that product. A good example of where you might have a variable is if, let's say, this is a product that somebody can add a charm to. They don't have to, but maybe it's a bracelet or a necklace, and that option is available to them. But the charms are $2 more. So in this case, if without a charm is $12, then with a charm you would put this pricing at $14 or whatever it is that you want to put in for your pricing. So it's really nice to be able to change the pricing to fit the variation that you're offering. And all of these other pieces really are specific to just product development in general. With the exception of the variation description. You may want to have some extra content in this field explaining what this variation specifically is. And that's about it. When you're all done with all of them, you would just save the changes here, and that would lock in what you've done so far. And then always remembering also to save the page as a whole. So if you're not ready to go live, you can save it as a draft. But if you are ready to go live, then you can just hit publish, and it will this product and all of its variations will show up in your store. Just a reminder here that this video is focused on the variation section of product listings, so you would definitely want to have all of these other fields filled out as well before you go live. I hope that was helpful. Thanks.